Hi, Internet. It's Kate.
It's Thomas.
We are the Knights of the Drunk Watch, and now our chatting.
Episode 3 of The Mandalorian, entitled
The Sin.
So I want to talk about this later at the end and what the meaning of the title will be.
All right. So we have a cute little scene with Mando and the child, because I'm not allowed to call him Baby Yoda.
No.
Where he wakes up from his post-force coma.
Yeah, he got himself all force-tuckered out after the end of the last episode.
And then he is real cute and wakes up.
I'm sure the child just didn't want to build any of that fucking shit back up.
No.
Of that ship back up.
But then he steals the little,
He unscrews the knob off the little...
stick shift or whatever in the ship. Joystick. There you go. There you go. Mando takes it away because that's not a toy.
It's not a toy. He has to learn. And then he's back on, I think we know the place is Navarro. And he goes straight back to the client, but a really good scene of just him walking down the main street of town with, his bounty in tow, if you will. And then takes it straight to the client, Werner Herzog.
He's just... Ooh.
He's just amazing. Yeah, I know.
Yes, very good actor, but that character is so smarmy.
He's perfect Empire. I mean, he's... all the original trilogy did was cast a bunch of
old white British men,
Brits, and they're expanding the universe. Werner Herzog is the upright rest of the European Union that has inhabited the most despicable force you can be a part of in the Star Wars universe. Yeah. The X-Empire at this point. He's a creeper. Again, the Mando demands, why did everybody else know where to find this thing? And he explains that he had to have it. It was super valuable to him. And then they get a boner for the child when they see how healthy he is.
Yeah. And what is the thing with the Beskar? You said it's not a stack of Beskar.
Oh, so he gets paid. So the apparatus, you would call it, the lockbox that he gives him, sure. How he's paid, and that container is a callback from the original Star Wars. And I never knew this until I read a few articles, but in Empire on Cloud City, when everybody's running and, grabbing their shit and abandoning ship, somebody is carrying this container very similar. I believe he called it a cantoon of Beskar in an earlier episode. But again, call back to the original trilogy. Yeah.
So we saw that Beskar leave. Or not that exact Beskar, but we saw that container.
Yeah.
A container like it.
You saw a similar valise being used on Bespin.
Interesting. And then...
he starts asking questions he shouldn't.
Yeah, so Mando wants to know what's going to happen to the child because he has concerns. And Werner's like, you don't need to know. That is not correct. That's basically what he does. He says no.
Total Werner Herzog right there. Because you don't even really need to know what's happening with this child and why we want it. It's going into the back room. It'll be fine.
That's basically what he says.
Oh no, he says, and you took fabulous notes. He goes, how uncharacteristic of one of your reputation eruption.
Google Drive doesn't automatically correct stupid shit.
Blame technology.
I absolutely will.
Again, it's a big deal for how much he was paid and how much Beskar he got, as you find out in the next scene when he takes it all back to the
armorer.
Covert?
Covert or culvert? Okay. We haven't figured it out.
Both. And
one of those.
The bangy metal lady, the armorer, she tells him that it's enough Beskar booty to build him a brand new badass.
Which is of his level.
Mandalorian suit.
Yeah. There's a big Mando party where they're like, the fuck? And she defends him a little bit, and he defends himself. But she's like, have you ever taken your mask off? Has anyone seen you with face?
So when he comes back with that Besponian valise full of Beskar, what they're pissed off about is he just brought back something that was stolen from the Mandalorians' homeworld when they basically got betrayed by pre-Empire. You saw this happen, I think, in the Clone Wars a little bit. But basically, the Empire just looted and used every world it could to build up itself in the best possible ways, including stealing apparently all their Beskar, some kind of sacred natural resource that was clearly very vital and pivotal to the Mandalorians, considering they're all warriors, and it can be used to make many things, and it's going to help a lot of foundlings out.
All the foundlings.
Let's see. Yeah, they roll up. They're pissed. Apparently, the main guy who was picking the fight, we found out was voiced by the director and the writer of these, or the creator of the series, I guess you could say, Jon Favreau.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Apparently, yeah. And
he would pick a fight. He would be like, "Hey, yo, why?"
He wants his voice to be heard for sure. And of course, speaking of the Clone Wars, he voiced a character who was a Mandalorian in that show as well too.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's been in the Star Wars sandbox for a long time. Anyway, the armorer, banging metal lady, she gets started on a full.
That's not what I called her.
Carapace.
I called her a lady steelworker.
There you go. He gets brand new badass armor. He just got rims put on himself, spinners, as it were. Beskar,
hey, I hear
Beskar
you like
spinners.
Beskar.
Yeah. And then she also mentioned some kind of weapon, which I really like how they're doing that. They haven't gone into too much of it just yet, but the Whistling Birds was a really cool setup. And of course, he's a good guy. He's going to give a little to the foundlings, and he rolls up back into the bar all Beskard in armor. And
the cat attack.
Yeah.
So then he goes back to talk to Carl Weathers, and Carl Weathers is like, "Oh, my favorite person. Yay." And he's just super skeezy.
Grief Karga. No, Carl Weathers is doing it great.
No. I always say the actor. He's doing a great
skeezy.
job. He's being very.
He's being Carl Weathers. He's being Grief Karga. Total Grief Karga.
Oh yeah, I mean it's great for the character is so skeezy. He is just very what's the word? Not
smarmy.
Yeah, smarmy. It's like super insincere. Just like doing whatever works the best for him.
But that's absolutely his job as the guild pimp of the Outer Rim Navarro area, chapter 17. He's gotta, because the Mandalorian comes in there demanding more work. He is by definition
skeezy.
Okay, he needs a better hat if he's going to do that. Anyway, the Mandalorian comes. He wants his job. He wants his next job. He wants to get out of there.
But then he also wants to know what happened to the child.
He does, and when he can't get anything out of Grief, and so Grief is like, take your mind off it, I'll take you on a vacation, you're my most valued partner, and make sure the whole bar hears that. And then the guy kind of pisses off with supposedly his next job. But he don't go back to his ship. He goes and snoops around a little bit back around the clients and sees that they just trashed his little what would you call it? Bassinet. His little space bassinet.
Floating bassinet.
His Star Wars bassinet. And comes to find out that the client just wants something from this thing, the child, and they need to hurry up. Because we don't know
like he finds, are we talking about when he finds the child?
No.
No?
Not just then. This is when he's about to launch an assault on the client's hidey hole. Where are we?
I thought we're here. Like, he goes in and wrecks shop.
There you go. Mando goes in and wrecks shop. First he kills the little robot butler eye, and then he blows his way in through the back, avoids a couple of stormtroopers. Does he kill the stormtroopers? He does. He gets the better of them. And then he is rescuing the child right as the client's little science underling is doing something, scanning him.
Yeah, he's like basically getting like an
probing
MRI.
The child.
It looked more like he was getting scanned than like scanned, but
again, still don't know what they're after or what they were doing with him.
Yeah, the scientist does say if it wasn't for him, then the child would already be dead.
He was claiming that he was protecting the child somehow, and I guess the only reason he was spared, Mando grabs the child and he's got to fight his way out.
Yeah, he shoots his way out. And I mean, that's basically what it is. He used the whistling birds and they like, woo-hoo, and killed.
Oh, wow. He shoots his way out, but it's actually pretty good because he turns into Space Batman, which he's been a couple of times this series already, but turns into Space Batman, takes out a lot of stormtroopers, and then when he's surrounded, he wastes 4 whistling birds on stormtroopers who probably couldn't hit shit. But hey, you got to see what the whistling birds payoff was, so that was excellent. And then
does he actually think he's home free when he gets to town?
He's walking back down Main Street just as bold as he came in. And yeah, he's on his way out. But then everybody's pager starts going off and
surrounded.
He's just calmly and very swiftly walking towards his ship. He's got to get the hell out of there with what he did. And then he's slowly confronted and surrounded by basically, the bounty hunters guild.
Because everyone who had the bounty before, it re-ups. Their fobs basically say,
the pagers are going off.
Time to go.
And Grief has them all surround him, and there's kind of a standoff right then.
He's like, just do this and everything will be fine. Put him in the speeder.
And so I think this comes to the title, The Sin. And I think you were originally meant to feel that, he betrayed his guild. He broke one of the cardinal laws. But I almost think the sin was giving the child to the client. Since it had technically saved his life. And
I mean, he's been second guessing that choice since he got the child.
No.
Yes.
I don't see it like that. Not until this episode. Maybe he was a little bit, but he was very much just in, I have to get this back. He had a job to do.
I think as soon as he saw what it was, he started.
Well, maybe after the incident with the Mudhorn, he had some second guesses. But again, I think the title refers to him giving the child over and not... It's a morality story. He was supposed to be doing what was right, and you can see as he gave him over to the client earlier that it pained him. I think that's the sin more than the breaking the bounty hunter.
Oh, yeah. I think now...
You gave a child to rich white men who paid you for that child, and then you stole that child back, and that is just unforgivable.
But I basically think that he lets us know what the sin is by what he was able to do. Like, he gave the child over, but he couldn't do that. It was worse to let them have the child than it was to break the code. Or the bounty hunter code.
That's fair.
So that kind of, tells us that's the sin, because he's a good guy, and he didn't do it.
Okay. Big face-off, great scene. Again, drawn on the Western roots. Didn't really see his way out of it, but he... shot his way out of it as best he could, and he's losing, and then...
I liked the speeder move.
Yeah.
The speeder move was very good.
Yeah.
And did he threaten the little robot?
Yeah, I think he did, but then they blew its head off.
Yeah.
And then, again, brief negotiation at gunpoint. He's got nowhere else to go. He's losing. And then out from the sky comes the culvert. Out of the culvert comes the covert.
We'll have to Google it.
The rest of the Mandalorians who are giving him shit show up and
they fly in and
they regulate. They're handy with the steel.
And they, I think Mando tells one of them, we're going to have to relocate. Or do they tell him?
He's like, you're going to have to relocate the covert. He's like,
this is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
And then when he's back in the plane, ship. Which one? Boat? Skyboat?
When he's in his aeroplane with Sky Captain in the world of tomorrow.
When he's in his skyboat, he gives the child the little toy.
His little joystick.
His little joystick knob. He unscrews it and hands it back.
But before that happens, and before the Mandalorians help him and save his butt, Carl Weathers sneaks off and tries to ambush Mando one last time at the ship. But the Mandalorian beats him to the draw and shoots him right in the Beskars.
Yeah. Good aim.
if that's how you want to look at it.
He totally aimed for it.
I like to think so, too.
He knew where they were.
Carl Weathers is a top-billed actor. He ain't going anywhere.
Mm-mm.
And, yeah, then they're off on their next adventure, I believe.
Now is when he is Daddy Mando. From here on out.
Dando?
Dandio. I don't know. I don't know what yours on that. What else? Do we have anything else?
Just about the series, again, like the costumes, the effects, very well written, very well executed.
I was about to clap right in the microphone. I would like to...
Excellent casting.
Stake my claim to say it's okay to call him Baby Yoda.
No,
it's not accurate.
You can bet me or whatever, but like no, I'm again the child.
I don't think he is.
All right, so you commented I had props, and I have to cut you off.
Oh my god, you do not have to cut me off.
Calling the child Baby Yoda would be like calling this Bigfoot.
No.
Yeah, they might look alike. They're both mysterious and elusive creatures.
They don't look alike, but like seeing this thing and the only named like version of this was Yoda, and that's all the information you have is there was Yoda once, and we know that he's like that.
They're the same species. I don't understand. Like all Wookiees are not Chewie.
No, I understand that, but that's because hang on, there's a whole world of Wookiees that they know about. Everyone we've encountered so far, including ourselves, only knows that Yoda exists. We don't know any other of his species.
Who's the we in that conversation? We're getting into a trap door that we don't want to.
Who they like have encountered so far?
Well, so I believe what you're saying is everybody knows who Yoda is in this show, but that's not true.
Not everybody.
No, nobody in this show knows who Yoda is except possibly the client and the client science guy. And again, calling him Baby Yoda, it's fine. I understand people who don't know what they're talking about like to call him that because it's easy. But he's a youngling of Yoda's species. And
yeah,
you can't call him Baby Yoda.
I can, and I will.
You can cop out and do that, but
it'll be interchangeable.
Of course, what I think this is going to set up, of course, is you're going to find out more of his origins and, who he is and how he's related to Yoda, clone or offspring or what have you. Who knows what they're going to do with it. It could be any crazy fucking thing at this point. But his name isn't going to be Yodito or anything like that.
No.
So,
I just think I'm going to keep calling him Baby Yoda.
Incorrecto.
I think it's fair.
To be.
All right. We are the Knights of the Drunk Watch.
Drunk indeed.
And now our talk has ended.